going to start with her nails. And first we're going to check and see what kind of cat. Does she prefer to have her nails done on her side, or does she prefer to have the other hold where she's on Chris's chest?
So I'll pick the cat up again. I'll put 2 fingers right here so the cat's slouchy like this. And then I'll lift the cat and I'll scoop the rear and I'll push the shoulders. And the cat's already growled, so it's giving me an indication that this hold isn't going to last. So we always start with the back feet and we try to do them in this hold. When the cat becomes combative or aggressive, we change the hold. So we see how Puff here is going to react. So Puff said no. I'm feeling Puff, seeing how she's going to react. She's not tensing up, but I think she's going to try to bite in a minute if we don't get done quicker. Done. Let her know we're done. All right, so give her a second. She's got a mat here. So Puff's saying no. I don't like any of this. I'm not into this today. So we know we're on a timer. So now we have to really move. So overholding the cat is a thing. So we're going to let Puff kind of be. This is something that I guess over time you're going to learn what cats I have to scruff and hold down or restrain, and the cats that I don't. Cats don't have hands. They don't use English, so they hiss and growl and bat their paws and flick their tails, blink their eyes. They'll show you the signs that they're not feeling about what you're doing. Yeah, so we're going to do all this stuff on top so that we don't have to hold Puff to the side. I'm listening to Puff. I'm feeling her. She's giving off a few growls. Again, she's telling us I'm not a fan right now. But it doesn't mean, so my hold is still confident. It's still caring. I still love this cat.
So you can use a rubber product to pull some of the dead hair out of the hair follicles, and these are super effective. There's the Zoom Groom, and there is a cat version of the Zoom Groom as well. This one, this one has some pretty stable nubbies, and that helps to be more effective when you're going through the cat's coat. I usually do this in the direction of the cat's coat growth because it's more comfortable, but also because when your intention is to card hair out of the hair follicle, you want it to come out in the direction of the hair growth. So you can get quite a bit just carding the animal. We have different alternatives for that. There is the Zoom Groom version. You can use the back side. You can use the nubby side. And my personal favorite is these gloves. They have like tense nubs and they're really good at pulling out dead undercoat. They're also easily disinfected, which I find trouble with the cloth gloves. So then I pet over the cat. I do use a little bit of pressure, but not enough to upset the cat, not enough to cause any discomfort, just enough to put pressure so there's friction and it pulls it out of the coat. With these, I can also take my fingers in a direction like this around the shoulders and down the sides. And I'm more effective with these than I am with a curry comb.
So I think we groom Puff because the owner can't groom Puff at all.
Right.
So Puff comes in monthly now? Monthly for brush outs. So we just saw the Puff a month ago. And we did all the same stuff to Puff. Puff used to be a lot more combative about grooming. But it's since simmered down a bit because we're not as evasive. We try to do the nice stuff first, but again, we have to groom this stuff because this cat gets mats. It actually already has mats under the chin here that we're gonna have to get out today.
Can I get that out now?
Cat
gotta be quick.
Okay, so now she's shown she's gonna bite. We're gonna go ahead and hold her to her side. So I'm going to scruff, and I'm not mad at her. She didn't do anything mean to me. She just said, no, I don't like that. So I'm going to scruff work her here. I'm going to just lightly pinch it and hold it.
It's okay.
When they start doing kind of flailing, I pretend like there's a magnet on the end of my hand and it's holding to the table.
It's okay, Puff. You're all right.
I wouldn't know how to complete this cat in my lap if it was that way. I don't like tethering them to the grooming arm. I think it's dangerous. So having a holder hold a cat is not appreciative is probably the best, safest way. This cat still needs human intervention to have it groomed. The owner's unable to do it at home, and so they seek the professional. So if these are services you want to add to your salon, you have to be ready to groom cats like Puff that don't appreciate the service the way you would like them to. That's right.
The best advice I have for anybody grooming a cat is to just stay calm.
Yeah.
Just keep yourself calm. Their vocalizations will intimidate you, and you have to just breathe through them. I keep myself out of the bite zone and mentally ignore that behavior, and I continue to remain compassionate, and that helps me through the groom.
So again, we're just lightly, I'm really just using my fingertips. I'm scruffing this cat. Its scruff does work.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I just have to be in the camera's view.
Oh, sorry.
So with this comb, I'm identifying where there's clumping and tangles, and then I'm combing those out. Once I feel like I have all of the mats and tangles and big clumps out.
You broke up with the brush and the comb.
Yes, and then I focus on de-shedding, like pulling out extra dead undercoat. It may not be a mat, it may not be a tangle, and it may not feel like a clump. It's just generalized dead undercoat, and that's commonly known as what comes up as a hairball, and it can become a huge problem for the cat. So we maintain them by pulling out their dead undercoat on a quarterly basis when the seasons change. So when I'm talking to a pet owner, I'm usually recommending a brush out at the season change, if not shortly thereafter. And they see a difference. You know, you can turn a cat owner that never brought their cat into a groomer into a regular just by showing them how effective these techniques are and how much hair you really are pulling off their cat. They're vacuuming less, the cat's not getting hairballs, and you don't have to shave the cat. The cat doesn't have to be in a line trim anymore. It doesn't have to get all matted because you're pulling out all the coat that would become a mat or a tangle.
So yeah, I'm just calmly just holding the scruff. I'm just keeping the cat down. I see that she has her other hand on the cat because she's brushing, but if she lifts her hand, I would place my hand on the hip to make sure the cat stays down. And it's just a light, and it's just slightly here. Absolutely.
And we're gonna work on her other side.
And this cat feels tandem. Like, I'm not hurting this cat. I have the cat. And I'm protecting the person providing the service. And we have to get the clumping and the matting off this cat. So, Kitty does not like it in the haunches.
She's got little clumps back here. That is one of the things that I find helpful about getting your cat on a schedule is that when they come in, they're not experiencing discomfort during the groom. But when you have these areas with matting and clumping,
when you stretch them,
they feel the tension and it's uncomfortable.
Did you get here?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so he doesn't like it.
I'm gonna hold the paws.
I'm gently holding his jawline, and Chris has his paws, and I'm gliding through real careful. I am gonna scruff him just for my safety. And I know that I'm on a timer, so I pick and choose. And then I let go.
Yeah, good.
And they should definitely have breaks. Even the nicest of cats, they need breaks. They get worked up.
We didn't do its tail yet. Tail is last. You're in the tail now?
Yep, we're gonna do Puff's tail. This is when you'll hear vocalizations and hissing. So her tail is quite clumped to the point where it's matted.
So I needed to tell her to stop because I was losing my grip on the scruff. So I'm gonna, again, in lieu of me going, cat, come here, and putting cat down, I don't want to do that. I want this cat to feel like the person holding it and restraining it is his friend, and I'm doing it for its own good. Kind of like mommy cat. Mommy cat would be like, and I'm gonna clean you. So that's kind of like what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm gonna clean you. So we need to get this tail out. So I'm gonna hold probably to his side again. I'm right-handed, so my right-hand side. When I scruff, I grab the scruff just like this. I place my whole arm at the back of the cat to help support its weight, and I lift, and I go real slow. And I ask my holder, which Jessica already knows what to do, to grab the rear end and to lay the cat down. And I keep a hand on the hips calmly and assertively down. My hand is like there's a magnet between this part of my hand and the table, not my grip. My grip is just light enough to apply the scruff nicely. My hand is on the table like there's a magnet. And then I keep my hand here. If you put your hand up here, a lot of people like to do that, you're in the bite zone. So if your hand's here, this cat can reach over to bite you. If your hand's under his chest, holding him, ready to pick him up, you're in the bite zone. They'll bite right through your nails. They'll bite right through your fingers.
Does she want a hygienic clip?
She did not want a hygienic clip. So during the check-in process, we asked the owner what kind of grooming were they expecting today. Wasn't a hygienic clip. It's just a brush out. They come in monthly. And then this is in lieu of the owner's not doing it. And I'm here to provide that service for the owner humanely and swiftly. All right. So we could keep going and get some of this stuff out, depending on how Miss Puff's feeling today. So we can try to get some of the stuff that we think is going to clump up around the neck where it was matted. But I'm going to see this cat in a month, and I'm going to continue to pull off its dead coat. This is a brush that I suggest every owner get. When I'm teaching an owner to introduce brushing and combing to their cat, I use this brush to tell them to teach it. So this is for a cat who maybe like Puff does not like it. So what I do is, if we can put Puff this way, we hold Puff.
Yep.
I will show, if this cat was in my house, I would show Puff this comb like this, and I would just stroke Puff's side of her face and just the top of her head with this comb, or this brush, excuse me. And I would do this until Puff started liking it in a way, so that I would try to see how Puff leaned into it a little bit. I would try to get Puff to mark it, and I would show the cat just like this at home. And so I tell them to use this kind of comb. I like these combs because they help break up the coat, and they can use them in both directions. But as you see, Puff just does not like it, but this can help them at home. It's got balls at the ends. It's nicer. And then they could use the soft end if their cat really is just like not into anything combing or brushing through them. But this will help them at home because, you know, we see these cats once every month, once every 6 weeks, once every quarter of the year. These owners have to do something at home. And so we try to arm them with the information.
This is Mr. Bojangles.
I love this guy.
We found him at a restaurant, and he is so cool.
I brush him every day.
It just keeps coming off.
Yeah, no, I really do. I brush him every day. I use this comb. See, it loves it. He's a good boy. This is what I'm talking about. If you show him this, and they start doing that marking thing at home.
He brushes himself.
No, brush him. Look at him. He brushes himself. And then I usually brush him on a pedestal just like this, and I use this brush every day. And I'll go backwards and forwards, and I'll break up his coat, and I'll hold him this way. He's a good cat. I found this cat at a restaurant. Love him. I almost gave him up.
That helps with the hairballs of that too, right?
Absolutely. And the shedding around your house. And I mean, I'm not necessarily allergic to cats, but you know how they do that thing where they get on your chest in the middle of the night and stuff? I want to make sweet kitty love to you. They put fur on my face and it sticks to my eyes and makes me itchy. But he loves this stuff. I just treat him right. I just I end on my terms. So like if he doesn't like it, I go, hold on. And I brush him a couple more times nicely, and then I'll let him go. And I just do this every day. And again, I go with this. Hey, kitty. See. And this is how I get him into it. For many months, he wouldn't let me brush up his back and stuff, but I would just go like this. And I would just do this at home and just work back and forth with him. And then I like this bristle side because that will get all the dander off. So if I use that over the dander, it just pulls it right off the coat. That's all dander now. Okay, all right, so I'll use these gloves at home too, but like, look at this, he loves it. And that's why I suggest these to people at home. You gotta get them with the firm nubs, and that's really, it simulates the cat's tongue. A cat would naturally groom itself with rocks, like rubbing on rocks and hard surfaces, so they would be able to get this out, but break it up. Good boy. All right.
My name is Jessica Miklasz, and this is Christopher Miklasz, and we own Passionate Paws and Claws in Crofton, Maryland, and we were very excited to show you guys the cat grooming techniques today.